Okay, so this is part two of your Revel online component for the class. So the question you're going to be given is a scenario question. Um, I'm going to go ahead and read it so we can just kind of go over it and to give you some further instructions. It says you're going into teaching at a time of increased accountability with national standards and high stakes testing. This is also a time when you make up of your student population will be more diverse, when the makeup, sorry, of your student population will be more diverse in a time of rapidly changing technology. You'll be expected to have a big bag of tricks to meet all the needs of your students, incorporate technology that will engage them and teach them so they score well on state mandated tests. All are all these expectations fair? Which do you consider the most difficult to meet, and how will you balance all these expectations with the reality of the challenges of teaching? Okay, that's a very extensive prompt, okay, for this writing. Now, what you can do, in fact, what I highly suggest you do, is to go back into your readings, okay, and hopefully you remember what you read. If you didn't, I would go back to your readings and then pick out some ideas concerning incorporating technology, how you will address diverse populations, how you will prepare them for mandated tests, but not necessarily just teach to the test and make your teaching boring. Okay, so those are the types of things that you want to think about. And again, you have access to your book, so use your book to answer these questions. Don't just use your opinion, okay? Because your information, this question was asked at the end of the chapter, and that is a reason. We want you to use the information you just learned and then incorporate it. Now, if you have teaching experiences, you can incorporate those as well, but I want to see information from the text as well. Okay, that's very important to me because I want to know that you read what was assigned to you in this chapter. All right, and the other thing here is it says minimum number of characters. The minimum number is 140. So you have to have at least 140 characters in order for this post to actually post, okay? In order for your entry to post. Okay, so, and then it says here, after posting, your response can be viewed by your class and instructor, and you can participate in a class discussion. So I want you to reply to your peers' posts. This is a discussion board, and I will give you more instructions on that as well in the instructional guide at the beginning. In fact, you can use this little menu button, and then I will add more instructions here about that post. Okay? All right, and then you can always skip over to a section in the event you left it for a bit. So like the shared writing response here. Okay, you can go back to it. You click on that link and then it'll take you back and you can just start it here. Okay, so that is the discussion page for um, this chapter. Okay, I'm going to go back to the assignments again. Scroll down. Now here is the chapter 1 video and interactive resources. And I specifically told you to watch this video, okay? So that's where you can click on it. And I watched this, I watched the videos I assign you, and I really liked this video. And then you have here, what do you see in this teacher that makes him a teacher, and why did he? I want you to answer that question too, according to the video. All right? That is, and then there's another question, why are you interested in teaching? And then you submit your answers. Okay? So that's the video and interactions section of the assignments. All right, let's click back to the assignment. You can see the assignments are here. Again, let me go back to student view, sorry. You'll see the assignments like this, okay? And the instructions will be here. Now, contents, you can actually go through here and look at the table of contents of your text, okay? And it's really easy to navigate through, okay? Notebook are all the notes that you created, all the highlights. That's really nice. And you can add some additional notes if you want. So when you're studying, you'll have all your notes here, which is great. Your scores are your grades. Your check for understanding grades will be assigned right away. The assignment discussion board, I will grade after the due date, okay, because I always give you guys extra time to resubmit if you need to, okay? So that's what, that is where you can get your grades. Now I will, since Revel doesn't populate into D2L, I will eventually, toward the end of the semester, put your grades into D2L. For now, your grades are going to be in Pearson because it is not connected yet to D2L. All right, and then study tools is really nice. Each chapter has terminology, and you can study by using these flashcards. Pretty cool. You can also do a mix and match session. Like you can put this with this. Okay, so I obviously didn't do that right. You know, I'm not even reading it, but you know, when you practice your flashcards, you can test yourself by matching. That would be kind of cool to do. That's a great way of studying. And then here's a practice. They give you questions with multiple choice. That's great. So you can practice for your midterm exam for chapter 1. And what you could do, if you come across these and you're like, man, I did not do very well on this one question, then what I would do is go back in the chapter and find out what you are kind of missing or you don't understand. Okay, so these are all the terms that you should know and the terminology that will definitely be on the midterm exam. Okay, and these are available for all the chapters. And again, use your study tools to make your studying easier. Don't make it harder for yourself. And if you do this weekly and accumulate each chapter weekly, there is no doubt that you will, by the time we get to our midterm, and midterm is about through chapter 8, you will have studied the vocabulary very, strategically, and that will help you significantly on the test. Okay, so I'm going to click out of this and go back to the assignments. Again, it clicks me out of student view all the time. Go back to student view. So those are your study tools. Now, the other awesome thing about Revel is that you have access to it on your mobile device. They've got an iPhone and Android devices here. You can download it on your phone, okay, and actually study, read, whatever you need to do to keep up with your assignments. And remember, the more you study the software itself, the easier it will be for you. So keep that in mind. The more you kind of, play around with the buttons and find out what things do, it'll be easy for you to navigate. And that's what I myself do in order when I have a new piece of technology that I have to learn. And that's it. Happy studying.